Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's Zola.com.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Somewhere Between a film and TV podcast. We're your hosts. I am Daniel Parr.
And I'm Erwin.
And number one, thank you so much for listening and watching. Number two, what are they going to do?
They're going to like, comment, and subscribe.
Please do. Erwin, everything we review will always have full spoilers. But what are we reviewing?
Mufasa, the Lion King.
Mufasa, the Lion King, directed by Barry Jenkins of Moonlight fame, If Beale Street Could Talk, I believe, and then this one show I've heard is great but I haven't seen.
What is it called?
Something about midnight. It's like a railroad thing. I don't remember the name of it.
Let's see.
But with this movie, you got it?
No, All Dirt Roads.
Yeah, that's
Taste of Salt.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Point is, he is a great director, and
Yes.
he spent the past couple of years doing something kind of out of character for this director, is making a Disney movie. However, as someone who's seen this, we'll get into it, that I think that this movie actually has something to say a little bit. But before we get into all of that, Erwin, did you love this movie? Did you hate it? Or are you somewhere between?
I positively somewhere between.
Okay. I was so close to thinking that this was great.
Yes.
It's really good.
Yes.
I guess I'm also somewhere between in the positive sense. But I think that this is a very good movie.
Hey, John Wick is not. John Wick is not in this. Wait a minute.
We could figure it out, right?
No, King Kong was. He's an animal.
Not a single ape in this movie. Actually, there was a monkey.
Yeah.
And he's awesome. I like that he keeps saying, I'm not a baboon, I'm a mandrill. I love Rafiki. But yeah, what did you like about this?
What I like about this movie was I haven't seen the live action Lion King. Just because I've seen the animated one. That's probably one of my favorites of just my favorite animated like Disney movie.
Me too.
I remember that's like one of the few albums I've ever bought fully from a movie.
You bought an album?
Yeah, like the soundtrack.
Like on vinyl?
No, like just like in general. Like I just bought it as a kid.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, you can stream those.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like as a kid, that's like the one album I bought as a kid.
Yeah.
Thinking I was like, this whole album is amazing. Even just like the score itself, I loved.
Yeah.
And so I just grew up with that movie. And so whenever I heard the announcement of the live action Lion King, I was excited because I was like, I don't care. As long as it's the same movie, then I'll go watch it.
Yeah.
But then I heard about the reviews, and then it's just, I wasn't really eager to go see it, especially since I heard about the music itself, that it wasn't even the same.
It's not. And to preface, I have seen the live action, I know.
Yeah.
But I've seen that movie. I want us to also touch on what we think of Disney remakes in general, because some people aren't fond of them.
Yeah.
Do you have an aversion to them, or do you like them?
I think possibly they could be done right. Like, I like the Beauty and the Beast live action one.
And I don't like that movie.
You don't?
I don't.
Oh, I really
think
do.
the
I do
singing
like
is
it.
really bad.
I don't think it's bad.
Really?
I like the music. Don't get me
Interesting.
wrong. I still I love the animated one more.
Yeah.
But I still really like the live action Beauty and the Beast. Like, I love the Gaston song as well.
Oh, that's the Hobbit guy, Luke Evans.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, with me, I love Aladdin. I haven't
seen
It's
Aladdin.
really good. I don't know. I wish that movie wouldn't have come under all the fire that it went under for Will Smith. He's really good in it.
But that was before that, though.
The whole him being blue?
Oh, no.
No, I'm not talking about the Oscars.
Guys,
no.
it always needs to be brought up when you talk about Will Smith.
Different controversy with Will Smith. But I think he's really good in it. I think he has his own take on the genie.
Yeah.
I think the music's really good in that too.
Yeah.
I love his rendition of the Robin Williams song.
Yeah.
And I know that, to preface this by saying all of them are better than the animated counterparts. Or no, animated counterparts are always better than the live action.
Yeah.
ones, except for one,
Which is what?
Cinderella.
Oh, I haven't seen Cinderella.
Really good
It's
movie.
funny. I own the movie, but I haven't seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's actually very good, and they give Cinderella...
Actually, I don't mind the animated one. I don't love it or anything.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I'm looking forward-ish enough to Snow White.
Yeah, I don't know. The gnomes kind of...
The
No,
the
not the
dwarves.
gnomes, dwarves. They just look bad. They don't look good. They don't look good
yeah,
in the
I don't know.
trailers.
I mean, they look like they don't look
They look like gnomes.
they don't look insultingly bad. They just kind of look like, CG renditions of dwarves, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, Gal Gadot does look bad in that.
Yeah, she doesn't look good as the villain.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like that head design thing. It bothers me. But with this, though, the live action Lion King is bad. I showed you that clip beforehand, before we
was so
started
bad.
doing this. That movie, one of my big critiques of it, and I don't know why they chose to do it this way, or Jon Favreau, who is a great director, by the way,
Amazing.
chose to make that movie a bit too photorealistic. I thought one of the big issues with it was they are so expressionless, you can't get invested in anything. It is the same movie, beat for beat. It's like half an hour longer.
After watching that one scene you showed me, I
Yeah.
can't imagine somebody who hasn't seen or doesn't know anything about the Lion King, right, going into it and watching the live action, and then watching the story unfold, and then seeing the characters having little to no emotion whatsoever.
Yeah, which is why I get why this one people went in with a lot of trepidation because of that previous one. A lot of people viewed all of the marketing of this as cynical, as like not something to really look forward to, or that it was a cash grab. However, when that trailer finally came out, I was really intrigued because I wanted to know how they would tell the story of how Mufasa actually became king when it was rightfully Scar. That is a great setup for a movie, and while I wish they would have done a little bit more with it, for the most part, I do think it's really well executed, and I really did get invested in the story here.
I did too.
Yeah. What did you think of just the characters, the story, all of it?
I think the story was great on its own as well, and the characters that they introduced. Because for the longest time, I didn't know Scar, or I'm guessing that he wasn't named Scar when he was born.
They never say. I didn't expect an origin story of his name exactly. But...
And so it was great to see them just actually interact with one another and like build off a story that we've known for so long.
Yeah.
As well. And seeing Mufasa as very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And seeing like the struggles of him becoming who he doesn't want to be, but just knowing that he had to be.
He's going through a Jon Snow type character arc where he doesn't
I can't
wanna,
be king.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be king. I don't want to do this. I can't do this.
It's like, you're meant to be king.
Yeah, and then they're like, but you can smell. And he's
like, you can smell. No other male can smell.
Yeah, and you're
can go with the females.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you're like, oh man, this sucks.
I gotta go hang out with a bunch of women.
Oh, this is the
worst day of my
guys.
life. Yeah, and then no, there's that whole moment whenever Scar's like, I don't know how to talk to the ladies, and then he's like,
and the boss is like, I got this.
yeah, no, you know, sometimes joke setup is obvious whenever
Yeah.
he's like, tell her she smells like the duck flowers. So like, is he gonna like say she smells like a duck? And sure enough, like,
Something I would say. I'm not gonna lie. You smell like a duck.
would you listen to the game that
Mufasa,
spits?
absolutely. He ends up with the girl at the end.
That's true, yeah. And then Scar ends up alone.
Yeah. He's like, I hate everyone now.
Yeah. I really like a lot of the characters in this
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit. Scar or Taka is great.
Yes.
And so is Mufasa.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have a favorite in this? Do you have a favorite character?
Probably just Mufasa.
Yeah.
I think because in the original Lion King, he, like, you understand like what his character is as like the father figure of the movie, and like the inspirational character for Simba along the way. But other than that, though, you didn't really get much of who Mufasa was. So
Yeah.
I really loved who Mufasa is in this movie in particular, and how he became king.
Yeah. For me, I benefit in the sense of sometimes people are like, I don't see why we need a prequel to this. I kind of wanted one. I felt
Yeah.
like if in this universe, Lion King, I could see a second one of these being made. I could see a prequel being made. Unfortunately, I am one of those people that wants more of this particular universe. I love the culture. I love the way that they talk about things in this, the circle of life, the ideas that are expressed, I think are really well done and kind of mystical in a really intriguing way. I think that Rafiki is sort of the whole, as like kooky as they portray him. And this one, he's kind of a bit more grounded. Than, like he's a bit more to earth.
Yeah.
In this one compared to, I don't remember what he was like in that other one.
The live action one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, this is just a prequel to the animated one.
That's what I kept thinking about.
Yeah. Because I guess they're the same, but
Yeah.
this one is obviously, I don't know if it's, I guess because they're the same movie, it's referencing both of them, but in my head, I'm like, it's referencing the animated one.
Yeah.
This is the one that like left an impact on me.
What do you think about the music?
I am a huge Lin-Manuel Miranda fan, and I know that people give him shit for just being popular, I guess.
Yeah.
But
You're popular? I hate you now.
yeah, like the Ariana Grande Wicked song.
Yeah.
Popular.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But
Hey, that was a good reference.
thank you. I've been thinking about saying that since I
It's like, how do I say this?
But there's a reason why he's popular. He writes really good songs,
It really does.
and with the additional statement that I wish there was more songs, the music here is great.
You know, the fact that you mentioned that, like, I thought this movie was gonna have more songs than it was showcasing in the trailer.
Mhm.
And I was thinking, like, why wasn't there a song at the end?
Oh, at the very end?
Yeah, like a musical.
No, right before, because I thought that the finale, but then again, I think I was thinking of musicals. I wasn't thinking
Yeah.
of Disney musicals.
Yeah, that's true.
Which are different. They're usually not defeated with the power of song, but with like...
Oh, dang, it sucks.
I personally, like, I didn't need the whole fight, which is actually kind of great, but
Yeah, that was pretty good.
yeah, with Maz Mikkelsen, I learned how to say his name, apparently. It's that.
Maz Mikkelsen?
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in this movie.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, I was like, his voice sounds so familiar. I was like,
Yeah.
is that him?
Great song, too.
Yeah.
What did you think of the music in this?
I thought the music was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that, especially when it comes to making, I don't think it's as comparable to the original,
It never will be, but
It
that's
never will
okay.
be. That's okay.
Yeah.
but it's definitely up there in terms of it just being good songs
Yeah.
to listen to on its own as well.
I have listened to I Always Wanted a Brother, I don't know how many times
Yeah.
now, but it's great. I think that I am happy that they're a bit more expressive in this one. They're a lot more expressive in this one.
Well,
than
yeah.
the-
Well, now watching that scene from
Yeah.
the live action Lion King and then watching the new one, I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that's completely different.
That was a worry that I'd had, is
Yeah.
that they would stick with that like photorealistic sense. And this looks amazing. Do not get me wrong.
Yes, it still looks great.
Yeah, but this time they learned a couple of the things that I think affected that other one.
Yeah.
And it's that this one, they go back more to the animated logic of sometimes there are moments where they're dreaming of something and the colors around them will change.
Mm-hmm.
That other one tries to stay as photorealistic as possible for some reason.
Yeah.
And much to the detriment of the movie itself. And while I also kept thinking, as much as I like this, I bet anything, people would be more responsive to this if it was 2D in my head. All the same songs, all the same everything. It's just that, like, let's say it looked like the style of the original animated Lion King. I feel like people would perfectly accept this.
Oh yeah.
And I get now this has a legacy of Disney being like involved with the whole. I don't like the concept of cash grab as a word, but
sometimes.
But to be fair,
Yeah.
sometimes with Disney in particular, they are guilty of it. I think we just saw Moana 2, and I wasn't the biggest on it.
Yes.
And that's how I felt about that movie.
But then again, when it comes to cash grabs too, it's also the audience. It's because we also speak with our wallets.
That's true.
And because at the end of the day, when people complain to me about, or like us, I would say, about, original stories.
All the time.
I'm like, original movies. I'm like, they're out there. And they come out every year. Yeah. Did you see them? No. And people tend to watch the ones that are very popular nowadays. And so, like, for example, whenever Wicked came out, what I would always hear, it's like, why did this one come out? You can go watch the play, or you don't need to make new music with, like have other people sing the same music. Yeah. And all. I'm like, well, people wanted to see it, and then people are seeing it.
I think that something can be based off of something, but still have a heart to it.
Yes.
And make it worth it in the end.
Yes.
For example, this movie. I was surprised that I think I know why Barry Jenkins agreed to this. A lot of his movies that I've seen, particularly Moonlight, are stories about either, I would say, let's say family trauma, holding family things together, or the idea of legacy. There's a lot of stuff here about that. There's a lot of this idea of family, this idea of found family and connection between lost souls. And we said that about, I think that the movies that came out this week kind of surprised me that they were a bit more in tune with being about something than I anticipated that they would
true.
be.
Especially like what happened last week.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, it was Craven, wasn't it?
Yes, maybe it's because I'm really excited about the movies this week because we just saw Craven.
The way that Craven was right here below, and then these movies seem up to here now.
And maybe we're watching like 3-star movies that we're thinking are like all the way up there. Like masterpieces.
Like, oh my god, finally.
Yeah. And then we're going to see Nosferatu and then be like, oh, you know what?
Never mind, guys. Maybe those movies weren't as good as I thought they were.
No, but I really enjoyed what I thought it was trying to say. I got emotional during this. Like,
I did too.
Yeah. During which part?
I got emotional whenever the betrayal. I was whenever Mufasa and Scar.
It's a good song too.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
And especially whenever Scar had to leave his family behind.
Yeah.
And seeing that.
The thing I liked, but also a critique I have. But I'm not going to add it to my negatives only because it's also positive.
Yeah.
I like that this movie does go some places that I wish they would have shown a bit more of. I know that Disney always implies stuff, but you don't really piece together that Scar's dad died until they say it.
Yeah.
And
like they don't showcase like whether or not they died or not.
Yeah, because they send them away and then he's like, I lost my father for you, which is actually kind of a really interesting plot detail.
Yes.
And I think that's great, but I didn't know that until they said it.
Yeah.
Because they don't ever show a scene of Mads Mikkelsen walking in and being like, I'm going to take over your whatever. And maybe you could argue you don't need that. But for me, if it's that dramatic and that important that Scar makes that choice, then I feel like it's kind of necessary.
Okay. I think just because in the first Lion King movie, you see that dramatic scene happening with Mufasa dying.
And they kill him,
you actually
on screen,
see it.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I can see why you would say that too.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like whether or not they showcased it, they just implied it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's something like if they ever make a sequel somehow to the prequel.
It's just more about
Scar.
It'd be kind of funny if they just kept making prequels instead of ever making a Lion King 2. I will say I would take a beat for beat remake of that second movie as well, the animated one. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I really like the story too.
Yeah. Also, Lion King 1.5, which someone saw because
the way they introduced Timon and Pumbaa
yeah
into this, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, and it's like very similar to how 1.5 was too, or 1.5.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Lion King 1.5.
But it's also I would also say for me that was like a negative.
You want to get into our negatives?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it's just more so just because the fact that as much as I love Timon and Pumbaa,
Yeah.
the way that they kept cutting back and forth to them, and like I forgot what Simba's kid's name was.
It's not Nala.
No, it's
It is. No, keep
Oh,
looking. Blue Ivy
Taka.
Carter.
Taka?
No, that's Taka's Scar.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Go to Blue Ivy Carter's. But no, so while you look that up,
Kiara?
Kiara, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name in the second movie
Yeah.
too. So if they do that, I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
But leading into my negatives, that you also I want to agree with you.
Yeah.
Timon and Pumbaa, I like a lot in this. Of course, I love Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Billy Eichner's very funny. Not all of their jokes work though.
Yeah.
And to the detriment of, I feel, a couple of key emotional scenes in this movie, it felt almost like
it would cut back to them, and then
Yeah.
it would cut to like the story that they're talking about, and they're like an action scene happening.
Yeah.
Like they're running away from them.
that happened one time and I got so confused.
Yeah, I was like, whoa,
because
what just
I was
happened?
like, I missed something just
Yeah.
now. And yeah, it's whenever they're chasing them and they just cut to them, they're already running.
chasing. Yeah.
I was just like, was something cut? Did I miss
Did I-
some?
yeah, I felt the same way.
But I have to agree in the sense of, I think that a lot of their jokes do also work, but almost to a point, it felt like Timon and Pumbaa were Disney execs kind of interfering with the story that was being told. Being like,
Yeah.
you got to add this. You have to add this.
Yeah.
And I didn't need legacy connections to the original Lion King. I get it. It's iconic. It's popular. It's one of my favorite movies ever. But this story holds up on its own. It's kind of a really great original story. And I think the whole idea of him becoming king, while not necessary to know, I see why they made it. I thought that there was enough there that was really interesting in terms of character motivation, actually getting to know Mufasa and Scar.
Yes.
Because, no, it's not like we need to know everything that led up to Scar being like that.
Hey, and Scar had to become a alpha sigma male.
But being rejected by a woman.
Ugh, damn.
All their origin stories are the same, man. So is Wolf from that Lord of the Rings movie we just saw.
You reject me. I'm gonna start a war. I was like, whoa.
And this one, he's like, I know where they are.
Oh, I can't. That's funny.
Okay, credit where credit's due to Disney. I gave them shit for the villain Moana 2. That guy's evil. He's straight up evil. There's no like.
He's like, I'm a bad guy.
I love his motivation. They killed his son, and
It was quick too.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I like that they actually let
Mufasa had a fade.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I get one of those. Not right now though. I need a haircut.
I don't get fades.
Like fighting people.
Oh, I don't like to. I'm not a violent guy.
Neither am I.
Yeah. No, you are, dude.
I am.
Yeah. Hey, if you disagree with any of his opinions, he'll fight you. That's what he does.
I'll fist the hell.
Yeah.
I'll fist you.
He'll fist you.
But in terms of negatives, I do have another one.
What is it?
I think this movie is very good.
Yes.
I think the middle is a little bit.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions I have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Slow.
And I feel like it gets slow for me is whenever they cut back.
Yeah.
And that's where it stops.
It's because it straight up stops the pacing.
Yeah, you're like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. Because there's a moment whenever Kiara walks up to the raindrops and she's like, "Go, Mufasa, go." I'm like, who are you talking to?
You do. And I was like, who are you talking? I know you're trying to talk to us or Mufasa, but Mufasa can't hear you.
Yeah. And then she's like, because another random critique, I guess. She's like, "Let me tell you a story." I'm like, "You just heard this. This story just ended 2 seconds ago at the end of the movie." And then she looks at us, and I got like, I don't know why that felt super weird to me.
Yeah.
That the camera, she stares directly at you. There's a moment in this. I don't think it was supposed to be funny, but maybe it's because Rafiki's involved.
Yeah.
There's a moment where I busted out laughing when somebody is charging at Rafiki and he looks so lost, like he's kind of staring at nothing, and his expression is hilarious. But then right after that, there's a camera shot that zooms in on him, but it goes straight to his crotch area for some reason.
Dude, what? How do you? You're always looking at crotches, my guy.
I am?
Yeah.
When was the other time?
That's Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, that's because his penis is out the whole time.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've never saw that until you pointed
That's
that out to
a
me.
you thing.
How's it a me thing?
I don't know why you didn't notice that.
Why would I go? I'm like, me every time I see a male character in a movie, I'm just gonna look at his crotch first. Is his penis out? Yes or no? No? Okay.
Rafiki's penis was not out.
I don't think they had penises.
I think they, as photorealistic as you want to be.
There's no big bulge.
Took
right
a
there.
real creative, artistic liberty there, huh? They'd be swinging around, man. Same issue with the Planet of the Apes movies.
Why wasn't there a sex scene with Simba and Nala?
We do have a friend that's like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
so what do you mean you have a brother now at the end of the movie?
When did that happen?
Yeah.
But, I mean, what else is there to say? Is there anything else that you really enjoyed about this?
No, not really. I thought it was good.
Yeah?
I thought it was a really good movie.
I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
I love the music. I've listened to the songs quite a few times.
I would want to see a Lion King 2.
Me too.
Just because I love that story as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like Kiara meeting like the other tribe of lions and everything too. So
I think we already touched on this critique a little bit, but I wish Timon and Pumbaa, like one more exchange was taken out.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can't remember what moment it was that I thought it really affected the emotional impact of something that had happened. But then they start doing their thing, which is fine. Yeah. But I think it just ruined the
pacing.
Yeah. And no, just the tone.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that this movie actually kind of respects its audience a bit more than I anticipated it to. I thought it'd be a little bit more like, oh, we got to like please the families. We have to check off all the studio notes. And I'm sure that was involved, but I feel like you feel enough of Barry Jenkins as a director in this that he actually comes across like what he wants to say. And what people kept joking that he very obviously didn't want to do this, but then why'd he sign on to it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think people just kind of like, I get why Disney has the rep it has and why sometimes people want to trash talk that, but I like this movie a lot. I felt like it.
I liked it too.
Yeah. What is your score?
I think I'd give it a 4.
Oh, yeah?
5.
I think I give it the same thing. I also gave it a
okay.
4 out of 5. I mean, don't get me wrong. We technically gave this and Sonic the same score. I prefer Sonic, I think. But
Dang. Yeah, I think I would be more eager to watch this movie than Sonic, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean,
Then again, because I just care. I love Lion King so
Yeah.
much, and when they played the soundtrack again at the very end, it got me. I was like, "Dang it!"
here's one more thing that I
I
think.
love that though. I can't.
Here's one more thing that I don't know whether to call this a positive or a negative. Using the Hans Zimmer original Lion King score is a cheat.
Yeah, it got me. I was like, oh, I'm back.
No, the Stampede song
Yeah.
where they use it again here. There's so many different moments. The whole like sunrise thing, it's incredible.
Dude, I would love to see the animated one in theaters.
I think
did you see it?
I did. I know a few years ago. I got to watch it again in
I see
theaters.
it?
They do it every couple of years.
Okay,
so
well, it'll happen again.
but that's the best animated movie ever from Disney to me.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
The Lion
I mean,
King.
I don't disagree with that.
No, I don't.
I can't think of anything else.
We both agree on that.
I love Tangled.
I do too. I wouldn't put it on the same level as Lion
No,
King.
I still love Lion King.
I think
more.
the only other one for me that even approaches that is like if we were to ever make a Disney ranked list, I guess
one day.
Aladdin's up there
fun.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But I love that movie. I also love Lilo and Stitch a lot. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. But I mean, nothing touches the music in that. Although Lin-Manuel Miranda's songs are great here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite?
Probably the brother one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love that song. I love the way it starts. The thing with the race
And the villain too.
The villain song by Maz Mikkelsen. He can sing. I like the ballad between. This is a 2-part song between Mufasa and Sarabi, and then Scar's like, "I'm no longer your brother," and then it's kind of a reprise because Lin-Manuel Miranda likes doing that. He likes because I've listened to the Hamilton soundtrack a ton recently.
Yeah.
And he likes to do this thing where he kind of interpolates a song he already wrote, but then changing the context of it to be different, but also bringing some of the same beats back. It's why he's so good at what he does, I think. But that's just me liking the way he writes
But we
music.
hate him now.
I don't hate him.
But
He
it's
directed.
a trend now.
He directed Tick Tick Boom.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Guys, please, I need more musicals in my life.
Yeah. Just with good songs.
Yeah, with good songs, that's true, yes.
We said that, and then we got Moana 2 the next week.
Dude, oh.
But yeah, no, like I said, credit where credit's due. The villain here is great, and the songs are great.
Yes.
But what's up next?
Dude, I don't know. Nosferatu. I'm excited for that one.
I'm very excited.
I'm
I'm very excited for the SpongeBob spin-off Nosferatu.
Nosferatu!
He's like
Fingering the light switch?
yeah, he's fingering it. All right. But and then do you know what the other one is?
A Complete Unknown?
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
The Bob Dylan. I honestly, I'm gonna say this now. I know who Bob. I don't know him. I haven't met him,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't really listen to Bob Dylan music, but I understand his importance to
Yeah.
music.
I'm not gonna say I put on Bob Dylan every day of my life. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that whenever I watch Watchmen, the song that plays at the beginning, I listen to that all the time.
Yeah, that's a good song.
It's an amazing song. Yeah. So I hope they play that one.
Yeah.
But stay tuned, guys, for those upcoming things and 2 more videos after that. The best and worst movies of the year.
I'm excited.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
We decided to do a worst.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
I wonder how many. I don't know. We'll see. At least 5.
But yeah,
At least 5.
We've definitely seen 5 bad
Yeah.
movies. Thank you guys again for listening and watching. Stay tuned. Please subscribe if you
Like,
wanna...
comment, and subscribe.
Exactly. What did you think of Mufasa the Lion?
Let us know what your favorite
King?
Disney animated movies
That's
are.
a good question. Yeah,
Yeah.
please do. Also,
And then if it's something I don't like, I'm gonna dislike it.
I also want to throw something else in there. What's your favorite Disney song? Like,
No, I don't want to know yet.
I want to know.
I don't
I've
wanna
never heard
know, yeah.
anybody ever ask that.
Okay, what's your favorite from the animated Lion King?
Oh, I mean, is
Can
Hakuna
you feel the
Matata
love?
cheating?
Can you feel the love tonight? That one's great.
Hey, okay, so since we're already done with our review, I want to get off topic for a second and tell a little bit of a story really quick before we go. Do you remember in Spanish class
Yes, I remember.
in high
I already
school?
know.
I'm going
I
to tell
already
this
know.
story. What was our project? It
was some some Spanish grammar presentation, but we basically had to I think it was sentences and everything.
Yeah.
And we just literally had it in a poster board or something, or PowerPoint or something.
Yeah.
We just had to present to the class, and that was it.
We were in Spanish class together.
Yes.
I got the wrong grammar conjunctives or whatever they were.
Yeah.
From a previous unit. And so I did the project all wrong, and I presented, and then it was set to "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" that is in The Lion King by Elton John.
Yes.
And I finished my presentation a little bit early, so I was like, I don't know what to do. So I just kind of sang along to the song, and then at the end of it, our Spanish teacher said, "Class, despite how great a project presentation can be, if you don't get the actual rubric right, you will fail." So I had to do it again.
Yeah. Dude, because nobody else did anything the presentation like what you did, right? Because everyone just went up there, just said whatever they needed to say from their sentences,
which is how high school presentations go.
Yeah, and that was it. And so the fact that you did that, it was just a complete 180 of everybody else. Was funny.
So what I had to do was,
it was great. It was a great song choice. So
it was, yeah.
And then, but it was actual music video.
That's right. Yeah, I was told I killed that, but but that is something that happened in our lives. And we were both there.
I always think about that too.
That's why when we reviewed this, I was like, I gotta bring that up.
I have to bring it up.
All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for listening and watching. We will see you next time.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.